Render is at $1.37, and the last time this coin was at this price level during a confirmed AI infrastructure build-out cycle, it ran over 500% in under 6 months. Now, I'm not saying that happens again, but I am saying if you're sleeping on Render right now because the number looks small and the chart looks ugly, you might be making the same mistake a lot of retail investors made with Solana when it was trading below $10. Let me show you exactly what's happening, what the data says, and what you should actually do with this information. Here's why this moment matters. Render is down 7.4% on the week as of today. It's sitting at market cap rank 82. On the surface, that looks like a coin that's losing relevance. But when you flip to on-chain data, you're seeing something completely different. Active wallet addresses interacting with the Render network have been climbing quietly while price has been bleeding. That's a divergence. And divergences, when fundamentals move one way and price moves another, are exactly where the opportunity lives before the crowd figures it out. So what does Render actually do? Here's the plain version. Think about what it takes to render a Hollywood film, train a large AI model, or generate a single high-resolution AI image. All of that requires GPU compute, graphics processing power. And right now, GPU compute is one of the most scarce and expensive resources on the planet. NVIDIA can't build chips fast enough. Cloud providers are backlogged. AI labs are in a bidding war for processing capacity. Render network is essentially an Airbnb for GPU power. You've got people sitting on high-end graphics cards, gamers, studios, independent operators, who aren't using that hardware 24/7. Render lets them lease that idle compute power to anyone who needs it. AI developers, 3D artists, visual effects studios, game developers. The person renting pays in Render tokens. The person providing the GPU earns Render tokens. The network grows as demand grows. And right now, demand for GPU compute is growing faster than almost any sector in tech. The coin moved from the Ethereum network to Solana in 2026, which dramatically cut transaction costs and increased throughput. That migration was a technical upgrade most retail investors completely ignored. Institutions didn't ignore it. If this breakdown is landing for you, subscribe to Crypto Seance. We break down moves like this before they go mainstream. Now let's talk price. Where do realistic targets sit for Render by end of 2026? Analysts tracking AI infrastructure plays, and I'm talking people who cover both the equity side and the crypto side, are clustering around two scenarios. The conservative target, assuming Bitcoin holds above 80K and the broader altcoin market stabilizes, puts Render somewhere in the $4 to $6 range by Q4 2026. That's a 3x to 4x from current levels. The more aggressive scenario, one that requires a full alt season and continued acceleration in AI compute demand, puts targets in the $8 to $12 range. That second scenario needs more catalysts to play out, but the infrastructure thesis alone supports the conservative case without needing anything extraordinary to happen. What are whales doing? Wallet data shows accumulation in the $1.20 to $1.50 range from addresses that have held through previous cycles without panic selling. These aren't new entrants gambling on a pump. These are wallets with history. The kind of behavior you see before a slow, grinding recovery that eventually becomes a breakout, everyone says they saw coming. On the institutional side, the broader GPU compute and AI infrastructure narrative is getting serious capital allocation. VCs poured billions into decentralized compute infrastructure throughout 2026. Render is one of the only crypto assets with a live, functioning product that sits directly in that flow. That's not hype. That's addressable market. Now here's the part most YouTube channels skip, and it's the part that actually protects your money. The bear case for Render is real, and you need to hear it. First, centralized competitors. Amazon, Google, and Microsoft are all aggressively expanding their GPU cloud offerings. If large AI studios and developers stay comfortable inside Web 2 infrastructure, decentralized alternatives like Render face a much slower adoption curve than bulls are pricing in. Second, token dilution. Render has ongoing emissions that reward node operators. If demand for Render tokens doesn't keep pace with supply hitting the market, price pressure stays consistent even if the network grows. Third, altcoin correlation risk. Render doesn't trade in a vacuum. If Bitcoin breaks down from current levels and the risk-off trade hits crypto hard, Render could easily revisit their $80 to $1 range regardless of fundamentals. That's a 30% drawdown from here before any recovery even begins. You need to know that before you size a position. Fourth, and this is the one people really underestimate, competition within crypto. Akash Network, IO.net, and a handful of other decentralized compute projects are all chasing the same market. Render has first-mover brand recognition and the Solana migration gave it better infrastructure, but this is not a winner-take-all space yet. Multiple projects could capture meaningful share, which compresses how explosive any single one of them gets. So here's my honest take. Render at $1.37 is not a coin you load up on and forget about. It's a coin you size appropriately for the risk level, meaning if you're wrong, you're not wrecked. The thesis is legitimate. GPU compute demand is real. The on-chain accumulation is real. The analyst targets are grounded in actual fundamentals, not wishful thinking. But the timeline is not guaranteed, and the path to $6 or $8 is not a straight line. It goes through volatility, through drawdowns, and through moments where you're going to question the whole position. If you already hold Render, the $1.20 level is your line in the sand. A weekly close below that with volume is a sign the thesis needs to be reevaluated. If you're looking to enter, scaling in, buying a partial position now, and keeping dry powder to add lower is smarter than going all in at this specific candle. The setup is building, it's not done building yet. Watch the $2 level, that's the first real resistance. If Render reclaims $2 with conviction, the move to $4 to $6 becomes a significantly higher probability trade. Until then, patience is the position. Subscribe to Crypto Sayans. We break down the top coins every week, so you never miss a move like this. Hit the bell too, because the videos that matter most are the ones that drop before price does.